Hello everyone. Today's video is going to be a bit different from the usual videos. I have received a few comments where people wanted me to teach them something and I also wanted to try this. So if you are new to my channel, hello, my name is Roshan and I talk about English learning books and movies. Today's topic is self-introduction. This is something which almost everyone struggles with. No matter how good of a speaker you are, if you are asked to introduce yourself in a formal manner, you feel like, where should I start? I mean, if you have practice, then that's good. Otherwise, it takes time to master this thing called self introduction. I mean, maybe I'm just making it big thing, but when I had started learning this language, introduction was first thing which my teacher taught me. And I have always felt nervous whenever I have to introduce myself in a formal situation. So over the time I have practiced, and because of recording videos on YouTube, I have introduced myself so many times that I thought that this is the right topic to start with. Before I start talking about self introduction and give you a format, I want to talk about this thing which applies everywhere. It doesn't matter where you are speaking, which language you are speaking. When it comes to self introduction or meeting a person, there are a few things you need to make sure that you are doing it correctly. First of all, your tone, how you are speaking. Second, your body language. Third, eye contact. And I think self introduction gives you the first impression, like what kind of person you are meeting. And there are so many ways you can introduce yourself, but let's divide them into categories: formal and informal. So when it comes to informal, there is no format. If you want to talk about your name, just start with that. Of course, you will talk about your name, and then you can further start your conversation. But when it comes to formal introduction, if you are appearing for an interview, if you are introducing yourself in a new class, then there are certain things you need to keep in mind. And the format which I'm going to provide you today can be applied everywhere. So you can pick a few things from here. I recommend, if you are a beginner, have a copy with yourself. And I mentioned shadowing. If you don't know what shadowing is, it simply means you repeat the same thing the speaker is saying. So what it does, it helps you with your fluency, the way you pronounce words, and your MTI. It helps you to get rid of this thing called mother tongue influence. So let's start this topic, self introduction. I have got my laptop here, and if I'm looking here, so it means that I'm writing down things. All right. First thing when it comes to introduction is greeting. So we will always start with greeting. And what does greetings means? It simply means you are saying good morning, good evening, good afternoon, depending on the time. We never say good night, because good night simply means you are saying bye to them. So start with good morning. And after you have greeted them, you will mention your name. And the best way to mention your name is simply using this phrase, my name is. Don't ever say myself, because see, you must have heard people saying myself Roshan or myself this, and it is not grammatically correct. And we can discuss this grammatical term later on, but remember, it is a pronoun, and myself is reflexive pronoun which is used at the place of objects. Complicated, right? So avoid saying myself and just mention my name is or I am, whatever your name is. Here you will mention your name. My name is Roshan. After that, you will mention where you come from, your background. Sivan, Bihar. Or if you are from a different state and living in a different state, you will say, I am from Bihar, but currently I'm living in UP, Uttar Pradesh. You have mentioned two things, name, background. Now now you will talk about your educational qualification or the job you are doing right now. So if you are in college or if you are working, you can mention both of the things. Start with, if you are in college, you can simply say, I'm doing a degree in computer science and it is my third year. I'm doing a degree in English honors and it is my final year. And if you are in college and also working, you can mention both the things. I'm doing a degree and at the same time I'm working here. If you are working somewhere, you can say currently I'm working as a teacher, an engineer, or whatever your profession is in, mention the company name, right? Now you will mention something you enjoy doing. It could be playing cricket, watching movies, reading books. So you will talk about your hobby. You can use either of these phrases. I love playing cricket, watching movies, and reading books, right? Or if you want to talk about particularly hobbies, or you can use this phrase, my hobbies are playing cricket, watching movies, and reading books. If you have just single hobby, just mention my hobby is. All right? Now you will talk about your personality, what kind of a person you are. And remember, you should not talk about any negative things. Even if you are a pessimistic guy, you should talk about something, or you should look out for something which is positive in you. So in my case, I believe I'm a kind person and a hardworking man. After your personal trait, you will conclude your introduction, and depending where you are giving your introduction, you will have to use different phrases. So in case you are in a classroom, you can just say thank you for listening me and I'm looking forward to our classes. Thank you for listening me, I'm looking forward to learning together. But if you are an interview, you'll have to use different phrases, and this is a common one I think you can apply. I truly appreciate the opportunity and look forward to our discussion. It means that you simply want to talk to them, right? So this is a format. I'm just going to repeat. First, greetings, name, background, education or work, personal interest, personal trait, and conclude it. Now this is how you will introduce yourself. You can use some of the sentences from it, and there are different ways to introduce. There is no right or wrong method, but this is a kind of format which you can use. And if anyone is looking to learn English one to one or in group sessions, you can definitely reach out to me. Here is my contact details, and I'll provide my number in the comment section also. And as I promised, to help you with your shadowing practice, I've got a list of questions. Let's practice them together. I will read the question myself and I'll answer it myself according to my situation. So you can use the sentences but change it according to your situation. All right. So let's come to this question parts. I have already written the questions. So the first question is, what are three words that best describe you? I would say I'm a very hardworking person, a kind one, and also a very curious one. So these three words describe my personality. Second question, how do you usually introduce yourself to new people? Of course, I follow the same pattern which we discussed earlier. I talk about my name, my educational qualification, my background, my hobbies, and what do I want to do in life, right? Third, what do you love most about yourself? I mean, this is a philosophical question, right? So I'm going to avoid it. Even though I'm trying to love myself, but there are times when, but still, if you want to be kind person, you have to be kind to yourself. So I'm trying to. Fourth one, if you could change one thing about your personality, what would it be? One thing I want to get rid of from my personality is negative self-talk. Sometimes it really pushes me to do hard work and be critical about my work, but it is bothersome. So this is one thing I want to improve. Fifth one, what is your biggest strength? I would say when I decide to do something, I plan, and to some extent I'm able to follow that plan. So I think planning and execution, this is my strength, I would say. Sixth one, what is one thing people don't know about you? People don't know about me that I'm always in my room. They actually know. Seven, what do you want to achieve in next 5 years? I want to achieve so many things, but there are so many things I want to achieve. First of all, financial freedom. I want to travel. I want to earn a lot of books, and I want to create a successful YouTube channel. And of course, I want to have my own institute where I can train people to speak English. So these are my 5 goals for the next 5 years. All right. How do you spend your free time? Actually, all of my free time goes to either watching TV, movies, and TV shows. or I spend a lot of time reading, especially fiction. What motivates you in life? You know, I come from a very humble background. So one thing I want to improve is that I want to have financial freedom, and I want to provide everything which I desired as a child: to play cricket, to visit places, to read books. I want to do all of those things, and these things, to become financially free, pushes me a lot. What's one interesting fact about your hometown? There is a really interesting fact about my hometown, and it is the first president of our country, Dr. Rajendra Prasad. He was born in my district, so this is one interesting fact, right? Do you prefer introducing yourself formally or casually? I hardly get a chance to introduce myself in a formal situation. I don't think I have ever introduced myself in a formal situation, except one time. But I do like to introduce myself casually because there is no pressure. You can say whatever you want to, right? Well, I would leave the rest of the question to yourself. You can practice on them, and if you have any questions, please leave a comment. And as I mentioned earlier, if you want to learn English from me, you can reach out to me. You'll find my contact details in the description and the comments. Let me know if this video was helpful or not, and I'll see you. Bye. Thank you for watching.